Good morning, everybody on YouTube land, and today is Friday, new cinema release day today, and I'm going to go and see the new remake of Child's Plays.
Hello, fatso. Fucking nutty.
Oh, you fucking shit. Oh dear. Right then, let's get going. So then, Child's Play 2019, a remake of the 1980s horror classic. I was in two minds when I first heard about a remake, but I'm always on board for new interpretations of films that I grew up watching. I do love the original, and it's one of my favourite horror films. So I was on the fence, and when I heard that Brad Dourif wasn't involved and it was done by different producers, etc., I was a bit doubtful, I would be honest. But when I found out that the producers had also made It, which was another great horror adaptation or remake, whatever you want to call it, I had a bit of faith. Then the trailer dropped, and I thought, yeah, it looked good. It actually looked quite better than I thought it would, but I still held judgment. And then it was revealed that Mark Hamill was doing the voice of Chucky. Fantastic choice. If Brad's not going to do it, then at least we got a good one with Mark. So this morning I went to the cinema and had a nice surprise. My friend John surprised me. He was there. He's my best bud, and he was hiding behind his backpack on the recliner chair. And I walked in and I thought, what the hell's going on? Out of a whole cinema, this guy had to pick a seat by me, and then he popped his head up and I thought, oh, it's you. So we went into this film. The film started, and I think I loved it from the start. It starts brilliantly. It's a great story. It's a different story to the original one. The original one was about voodoo and this guy who was a mass murderer who had voodooed his body into the body of a toy, Chucky. Good boy, good guy's doll. And this one is a bit different. This it's all to do with like AI, artificial intelligence, or like Alexa and technology around the home. This is a very technical toy, very up to date. It's got the bells and whistles, which a lot of people these days are into. They like their Alexas and their funky watches that light in the dark, and their mobile phones and their laptop and their tablets, and they can control their televisions and their lighting. It's the doll that can do all that basically. There's a bit of social commentary on that as well to say, hang on, I think we're going a bit too far here. And that runs true through the film. So, is this film any good in comparison to the original one? The original and this one are two different films, in my opinion. It was basically making a Child's Play film for today, and it works really well. It's It's very well directed, very well directed, very well written. It's in my opinion, I think the story is very good, very strong story. The acting overall is very good indeed. Some really good solid casting and performances. The musical score is perfect, absolutely perfect. And what's Mark Hamill like as Chucky? Bloody brilliant. He is very different, but it works really well, especially for this sort of story. So the film, it does have a few pacing issues here and there, but I was never bored once. It is a little slow here and there, but taking that aside, I had a blast with this film. I loved it. And it has a great sense of humour to it. It doesn't take itself too seriously, which is perfect. And the comedy really works in this film. It's very funny. It's funny this comes out the same day as Toy Story 4, about a toy that comes to life. But instead of it being one that wants to come and hug you, this wants to kill the shit out of you. So yeah, the kills. What the kills like? For all those horror nuts out there, what the kills like? There aren't a huge amount of kills in it. There are a few. Don't get me wrong. And there's a couple that are very gory, which is awesome. It's nice to see some gore on screen, and yeah, it's standard. It's fine. It's not like Brain Dead by Peter Jackson where it's everywhere. That's the only film that turns my stomach. But it certainly has a bit more gore than some of like films like Ouija, what it's called, and the first Annabelle and all those sort of films. It's got more gore than that. So yeah, so good story, good acting, good direction. The cinematography is great. The lighting is brilliant. The colour palette is fantastic. I love the look of this film. It looks really good. So with good actors, good script, good story, good lighting, good direction, good music, and a great central performance from Mark Hamill as the voice of Chucky. It's nice that they use practical effects as well as computer generated effects. For example, like they use animatronics on Chucky, and they also use for a couple of scenes, a bit of CGI, but it's not that noticeable. So it all blends really well. So honestly, my expectations were blown when I saw this because I didn't expect it to be as good as this. I was very excited to see it, but I was a bit nervous as well. And I have to admit that I think this is a fantastic start for a new series. Now, I know it's not related to the previous movies. This is a new thing. And that previous franchise with Brad Dourif, etc., has been turned into a TV series. So you're going to have the remakes and their sequels. And then you're going to have the original sequels as well, TV form or movies. So there'll be two sort of, and I think maybe one day they might entwine with each other, maybe, you never know. But yeah, this is a really good remake. I really recommend it because I really enjoyed it. It's very funny. It has some good jumps, some good kills, a good story, and it's definitely worth going to watch. Critically, out of 5, now let's get to the scoring. Out of 5, I would say this is a 3-star movie because there are better films out there. But personally, this gets a 4.5 from me because I can't fault it. I loved it from start to finish. So this is one of the best horror films of the year, in my opinion. I know people are going to disagree, and there are people on the internet and Facebook and YouTube that do disagree and have their own opinion and think this isn't that great. That's fine. Good for you. But me personally, I loved it. Fantastic. I'm so glad I got to see this. And my friend John, who went to see this, hello John if you're watching, all right mate, he he's not really much into horror, and he really liked this, and he said he's going to buy it when it comes out. So that's quite rare. So yeah, and he's not a horror fan, and I am. So we both came out smiles on our face and singing this goddamn song that is, "You Are My Buddy." Oh my God. We kept singing that for ages, and then we forgot the words, and we ended up being fine. But oh my God, that song is so catchy. There's a song in this, sung by Mark Hamill in Chucky's voice, that is really creepy and really catchy like anything. So there we go. Should we end on that note? Yeah, I think so. So there we go, guys. That's my review of Child's Play. 4.5 out of 5. Really good film. Highly recommend you go and see it. So yeah, more reviews coming soon. Next week, got Toy Story 4. Won't be watching this weekend. John, who I mentioned a minute ago, and his friend Michelle, we're going to be meeting up with those two, and we're going to go and see Toy Story together because it's his birthday. So we're waiting for them, and we really can't wait. Katie particularly is very excited for Toy Story 4. So we'll be seeing that next week. Quite happy to see it with them and wait, rather than just go out and see it and then say, oh, I've always seen that. Anyway, I'm rabbiting on. Thanks, guys, for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have seen this one, let me know down in the comments below what you think of it. And do you love the original one? If so, let me know what you think of it in the comments below. And do you have a favourite of the franchise? Let me know in the comments below. Oh my god, it's Groundhog Day without the laughs again. Alright guys, thanks for watching this very long review. It's the longest review I've done in a while, but I guess I really just want to say what I think and felt for this film, because I really did enjoy it. So go and see it if you get a chance. It's definitely worth a watch. And yeah. Oh, must mention, it's got a great 80s feel about it. It's set now, but it has a great 80s feel about it. And you know me in 80s. And that's leading me just to let you know that I will be doing an 80s season soon. So look out for that. Alright guys, see you soon. I'm going to bugger off now. You go make yourself a cup of tea or have a beer. See you soon.